my wife's car. The cable for the handle on the outside of her Evoque, the ball end had snapped off the cable yesterday, so we've ordered the part and it's at Land Rover today, so that's a good service. Well, I couldn't find the parts department, so I was just in their general sort of reception area, because it's pretty tricky to find the parts department here. But anyway, I was in the queue and there was a lady in front and she booked her car in for an MOT, and she was saying to the lady, I do have a fault on the dash and it says low battery, but it's been to the Land Rover dealer and they've changed the battery and I'm still getting an issue. And the lady said, oh, okay, well maybe, no, she didn't say Land Rover dealer to start with, she said I've had the battery changed. And the lady said, oh, maybe it's been changed for the wrong battery. And she said, well, I hope not, because it was done at a Land Rover dealer. And she goes, oh, well, in that case, you've got a battery drain and it can take 2 days diagnosis, so we'd have to have the car for 2 days. And I was sort of listening to the conversation, because I was pretty much stood right behind her, and she said, oh, I can't be without the car for 2 days. You know, I've got kids to ferry to school, etc. And she goes, well, you know, we would need it for 2 days. We wouldn't be able to book it in for a couple of weeks anyway, all like this. And the lady said, well, it still starts. And the receptionist rightly asked, does the start-stop work? And she said, yep, start-stop works, no problem, and everything like that. And she said, oh, that's strange. Well, it definitely got a battery drain then. So we'll have to investigate. It'll be 2 days. You have to book it in. So I sort of leant forward and said, it's got 2 batteries though, hasn't it? You've got an auxiliary battery in the back that runs things like the radio and all that sort of stuff while you're stopped at traffic lights and stuff. It can run all of the stuff that's not important, so it doesn't run your starter battery down on that one. And the lady looked at me a bit confused, and I said, yeah, they have an auxiliary battery in the back. So is my wife's car. Well, it's actually under the well, it depends if hers was a Sport. Couldn't see if it was a Sport or an Evoque from the distance. But the Sports have them in the back, and the Evoques have them under the dash or under the scuttle panel, but they definitely have an auxiliary battery, and so it could be the auxiliary battery. It doesn't take 2 days to change one of those, and they're probably about 50 quid, if that. So I did say that to the lady as she walked off, and she was so thankful for my help. That wasn't the money, it was that she didn't want to be without her car for 2 days. So I hope that helped someone today, but also maybe yeah, it's difficult, isn't it? Because the receptionist, I guess, was trying to help, but it's the wrong advice, trying to keep a customer's car for 2 days, when actually it could be a cheap, quick fix.